Hey guys, so I have some sushi here and I figured that we would do an eating video. I hadn't done one of these in a good while. So I have it's like a variety platter. It's got 3 different kinds. So anywho, I got this from Kroger, the good old Kroger. And so after when I do this eating video, I'm taking the kids down here to this pool to swim. They had Zaxby, so anyways, it's getting warm out here. Okay, so we're gonna get into this goodness. So y'all get a good look. I love sushi. Sushi's like the best ever. So I have to be at work tonight at 6 o'clock. I've been doing a lot of evening shifts. Oops. And 2, it's a lot easier on my back when I'm working those because for like first shift, you have like 2 different, like you have breakfast and then lunch. So it's a lot easier. So I always, those of you that have followed me, I don't know if the lighting out here is good or not, but I always take some of this wasabi. I had a hair on my hand, but I don't. And kind of mix it in. Just mix it in. This might be a little bit too hot. Got a little carried away with the wasabi. Yum. But anyway, so let's do this one. There's a hawk out here. Y'all hear it? Yesterday, I was taking Katie to, ooh, that's a little spicy. I was taking Katie to her church for a basketball thing. Not basketball, but it was, they were going skating. And anyways, turn the car off. To fill out some paperwork. It's flying right over there. And it's the white one. It's so pretty. Hang on a second, guys. Trying to get a video of those birds in a picture, but it flew off. So anyway, so as I was saying a while ago, that bird's coming back again. I was going to take Caitlin to drop her off for her basketball. Why do I keep saying basketball? Her skating trip with the church. Turn my car off and my car dies. I'm like, oh my goodness. So the pastor, when when he got there, he tried to start my vehicle back up. It wouldn't start. And so it was just a big old rigmarole. My friend came and picked me up, took me back to my house. I had to be at work, and so TJ was at work. Everybody was at work that I knew, which I could have called Myra, but I was thinking she was off and busy or something. And so, and TJ didn't know what was going on until like right there at the middle of the whole situation. He ended up coming down to my work. And so, I'm like, well, I gotta get to work. So, I start walking out of my apartment complex here, get a little ways, and which I left out about 4:30ish, get a little ways, and I see a white car pull over, and it was Katie's friend, her mom. She's like, Stephanie, is that you? Do you need a ride? And I'm like, I'm all out of sorts, and like, I'm crying, and I'm like, yes, please. If you don't have anything like anything else to do at the moment, yes, please. So she took me to work. I was just in a nervous wreck, worrying about like what's wrong with my vehicle. Is it blowed up? Blah blah blah. I'm like, I've got to have a vehicle. And so she's like, if you need a ride back home or anytime, just let me know, and I don't care to help. And you know, I thanked her for it and everything. But by the time I get there, TJ's like, I'm on my way. So he comes all the way down, ends up at my work with 2 Sonic drinks, strawberry limeade and a cherry limeade, I think. And then he's like, I'll come back and pick you up. So he come back and picked me up, but he had to go take the key to Justin where he could look at it to see what the heck was wrong with the dabbling. Bam. And it was something about the connectors to the battery or whatever. So, yeah. It's been a mess. But it all worked out. I was just really stressed yesterday. Super stressed, actually. But I was like, I don't know how I'm going to get to work. My back's hurt, my leg hurts, but I'm going to walk and do the best I can. But I didn't have to go too far, thank God. Anyways, so that happened, and then I was stressed out because I got pulled over. In Oak Ridge because my tags had expired. Like last month I got pulled over, and anyways, he wrote me up citation or whatever, and he had told me if you get it taken care of, go back there and show them, you won't have to go to court or whatever. And so I went there a couple of weeks ago, and she's like, no, you got to come in. So we went in today. TJ had to take me because I didn't have my van at this time. And go to court, and the judge is like, ma'am, do you realize that this is like 4 months here? I'm like, yes, sir, I do. And I explained to him the situation that had went on. They expired right around the time that I had hurt my back at work. Didn't pay no attention, didn't even know. That was like the last thing on my mind. And I'm like, well, I said, I hurt my back. And for 4 months, like, you know, it was a trying time. I was off of work and I had 4 kids. And he looks at me. He's like, you have 4 kids? I'm like, yes. And he was like, well, good luck. He said, I have 3 kids. And he was like an older judge. He says, and I'm still surviving from, or no, I'm still recovering from them. And he kind of laughs. I'm like, yes. I said, my oldest is 14. She's going into high school. Now, keep in mind, we're talking all this while the court's going on in session. But he had called me up, obviously. And he's like, you have 4 kids and your oldest is 14. I'm like, yes, sir. And he looks at me and he's like, you look like you're 12. I said, say what? Just like that. He said, you look like you're 12. He said, how old are you? I said, I'm 32. He's like, oh, take it as a compliment. And I'm like, well, thank you. Anyway, so I had told him about that cop that was telling me to bring proof that I had got, you know, my tags or whatever renewed or whatever. And that I wouldn't have to go into court. And he's like, well, yeah, you still had to. I'm like, well, yeah, I'm here. And so anyways, he looks at me and he's like, well, he said, I'll tell you what. He said, I'm going to dismiss this. And he was referring to dismissing the court cost, which was going to be like $95 that I didn't have to spend on that. Which I didn't tell him that, but and so he had dismissed it. And he's like, if you have any troubles with them in there, just have them to come get me, blah, blah, blah. So we go in there to turn in the paperwork. And they're kind of looking at it and studying it over. And which before, she had told me that he wouldn't dismiss that because, like, when I had went back, she's like, he's not going to dismiss that. Probably not, because it's been out for 4 months. Thank God for his mercy, because he sure did. And so I didn't have to pay any of it. I was thanking the good Lord up above too. So lo and behold, like I said, my van, it's the freaking wires that was loose. And so that got looked at, that got fixed. And so tomorrow, I don't know if it's tomorrow or Saturday, one of these days, I can't remember, we're going to go and get my daggum oil change and all that, like the battery checked and see if it's tightened and stuff enough. But anyways, guys, that's that. I'm super full. There's like 3 pieces left here. I can't do no more. But this sushi was made fresh today, by the way. That was like so good. Anyways, guys, that was a little fiasco that happened to me yesterday. My nerves were trying to get the best of me too. And then I made it to work, and I was so nervous and upset, and I had been crying, and I'm like, Lord, let me quit crying. I've got to go to work. And so I finally stopped, and I get in there, and I was working, and we went in there to take care of this resident, and bless his heart, he's like, I had just asked somebody about you. He said, I couldn't think of your name. He said, the blonde girl that whistles all the time, and she sings a lot of the religious song, and somebody had told him my name, and he's like, yeah, that's her. And anyways, it's like, you know, my day had been pretty bad that yesterday, and he said, you know, he said, it's good to see you. He's like, I missed you, and because I hadn't been on that hall in a while, and that really just made my day after going through all of that and dealing with what I was dealing with, plus on top of my back, and, you know, just worrying about getting to and from. My kids have practices and stuff like that they need to get to, and I was just worrying, and I was praying, and then I didn't know about my car situation, and I prayed. I said, God, I said, whatever it's going to be, it's going to be. Just take this worrying away. And so I was at work working, and when my resident said that, it literally just made my day, and it just made me, like, the more that I'm there at work, even though my situation with my back and my leg and stuff, like, the more that I work and I'm with my residents and, like, you know, caring for them and stuff, I know that that's exactly where I need to be. Because, you know, I've said it time and time again, not am I helping these people, you know, and taking care of them and loving them and all this stuff. In return, they don't even know how much they've helped me and, you know, brightened my day and made me laugh, put a smile on my face. And, you know, there's always somebody out there that's in a worse or off shape than we are, and we take little things for granted. Whether it's a car, just think about it. If your car messed up and you didn't have any other way of transportation, you know, just think of just simple as a car, how your life would be different. Like, you've got work to go to, you have, you know, places you need to go. I mean, things change so fast, and we're so blessed, you know, even living in America, all the things that we have on hand, and, you know, all of the fast food stores and, you know, the convenience stores, and it's right on a whip. You know, we can just get it just like that. And we take a lot of things, you know, we just take a lot of things, you know, ungrateful, because there's people that don't hardly have nothing. There's people that struggles. There's people that don't have a home, you know. But, you know, through it all, through everything that happens and life gets thrown at me and, like, different situations, God's still faithful. And no matter what you're going through, He's still there and He cares. And Lord, I remember walking down that driveway up here, and I'm walking, and it's hot, and I've got my little purse thing. It's not a purse. It's like a lunchbox, the one that I got from the Goodwill a couple of years back. And I'm walking down through there, and I'm like, God, I said, please help me. Like, you know, when you're in like in my situation, like, I don't have a mom, I don't have a dad, And, you know, I live here where I live, and people has, you know, become like my family that lives close by me. But when stuff like this happens, it's like you want your mama, you want your daddy, you want, you like, you long for that, like, you know, because that's our nature, you know, mama can help, you know. But when you don't have that, and you go through those storms and stuff, it's just, I think it makes it that much harder, but it also makes you appreciate just the simple things in life. And, you know, my kids are my life, and, you know, my big concern was getting to and from work and getting my kids where they need to be for practices. I'm about to come. Hold on. But, you know, in the good times, in the bad times, in the trying times, in the uncertainty times that we don't understand things in life, God's God, and He's there. And He'll catch us right when we need Him. And, you know, we just got a lot to be thankful for. And, you know, my eyes have been opened through so many things by just going through what I've been going through. You know, when things are out of your control and out of your hands, all you have to do is to look up, and the ones that are there for you to help you, let them do so. Because I'm a very stubborn person. Like, I don't like to bother nobody, and I'm hard-headed. I like doing things, you know, I don't, like, on my own, I just don't like bothering anybody. And, you know, since I hurt my back and dealing with all this stuff, I have learned to accept that it's okay to let others help you and, you know, to do for you. That's been my hardest thing. That's my hardest thing. Just, you know, I've gone through a lot of stuff in my life, and I don't know. That's just been my hardest obstacle that I'm trying to overcome daily. And, but anyways, guys, keep me in your prayers. I'll be praying for you guys as well. And I finally found a back surgeon that I'll be meeting up with soon. I'm waiting for them to get back with me for the appointment time and everything. So I'm anxious to get to that, to see, you know, what the next step is. And I'm ready for my life to be back to normal and all that good stuff. But I'm telling you, back pains, back hurts is no joke. And it's just, there's times that, like, I hurt so bad, and, like, I'm not one to sit and complain. Like, normally pain don't bother me. Normally, like, you know, like when I had my kids, I'd be up and doing, and you know, when I had my heart surgery, the heart catheterization, I was up and going. But when I first got hurt with my back, it really put me on a setback. Mentally, physically, and emotionally, it was just like draining 100%. But this is something that tried to take me down and get me discouraged. And at one time I was discouraged. I was full of anxiety and fear and fret and uncertainty and, like, not knowing, like, what's next. But now I have come to realization, even with money, even with bills, money's money. Bills are bills, and you can only do what you can do. But I've always trusted God that He's going to help me get everything paid for that needs to be paid for. And so far, let's knock on some wood here, everything's always worked out the way it's supposed to be in life. So with that situation, with just bills, but, you know, the bill thing can really make you worry too and get you emotionally stressed. But here lately, I've just been, you know, thinking what's going to be is going to be. And that's how that goes. But through everything that I faced, God's faithful. And He's carried me time and time again. And the most important thing is that God hadn't failed me. He won't fail me. He won't fail me today. He won't fail me tomorrow. He didn't fail me yesterday. He didn't fail me years ago looking back. He carried me through all of the heartaches, the troubles, and trials that I've been through in life. And today and in the near future, he still hasn't failed, and he won't fail because he's God, and he's big and beyond and above everything. So God has my back. God has your back. So keep pressing forward. Keep moving forward. Trust in him. Don't give up hope. The main thing is keep the faith and know that in the end, everything's going to work out just how he wants it. And there's been times in my life where I couldn't even see the future. Like, everything was just so blurry, and like I was just so sad and down. But God. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for everything that he's done for me. I'm thankful for the friend that he is, and the God that he is, the father that he is, the mother. You know, he said that he would be your mother, father, sister, brother, friend, and he has been all of those things to me. He's carried me when I couldn't even carry my own self. So anyways, I love you guys. I've got to get off of here and take these kids to yeah, we're going, buddy. Just a minute. Take these kids down here to swim because I got to go to work here soon. But anyways, love you guys. Talk to you later. And go get you some sushi, girls and guys. Get you some. It's really good, kids. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.